Good morning, eighth graders. I'm so glad to meet you, even if it is online. My name is Mrs. Manganello. I am one of the librarians at the high school, and I'm going to give you a quick tour of our summer reading site so that you are ready for the fall. We're currently on the high school library page, and you can access that directly from our high school homepage. And on this page, one of the first things you'll find is our summer reading link. And if you click on that, it's going to give you all of our expectations and suggested recommendations for our summer reading assignment. And our assignment is very simple. We just want you to read. So you can choose the book that you would be interested in reading. There are no specific summer assignments, sort of the way you've been doing it in Crossroads for the last few years. We are continuing that, and we don't have a specific written assignment. We also don't have a specific book list. So we wanted to give you some suggestions and some choices, and our expectation is that you come back to school ready to talk about a book that you read and you really enjoyed over the summer so that you can share that with your teacher and your fellow classmates. So there's an explanation here, and you'll notice that there are classes at the high school that have summer reading assignments, and those are linked out here. But for our eighth graders, we just want you reading. There's a letter here to district parents, so if your parents are interested in learning more about why we read in this manner, you can absolutely click on that. And there's also a link to our Mac and Via explanation. So if you are not sure that you're going to have access to books over the summer, remember that Mac and Via will be a great reading tool for you then. So it has both ebooks and audiobooks, and I know you've used that at Crossroads. So in case you've forgotten, you can watch the video on how to put that on your smartphone and how to access those materials. Now on this page, you're also going to find the video that you're watching, and you're going to find three things down at the bottom: reading recommendations, sharing your selections, and joining the journey. So I'm going to start with reading recommendations. Mrs. Hanasowski and I, the high school librarians, love to recommend books to students. So you're going to find a bunch of book recommendations here and a bunch of ways you can learn more about what we're reading. So you'll notice that I put everything on Goodreads. So my Goodreads list is here. I just finished Sea Stories, which is a nonfiction read about a Navy SEAL. I also put everything that I read during the summer on Instagram. So if you like to follow either of those platforms, you can absolutely find out more about what I'm reading in real time over the summer. Now, we have three different types of recommendations here. We have fiction books, classics, and nonfiction. We're going to start with fiction. And this is by no means an exhaustive list. This is just meant to be some things that we've read that we think might be of interest to you. So if you scroll down, you'll find a cover of the book and a description for each of the books that we're recommending. And you may also find some Easter eggs. So you may find book trailers created by Mrs. Trader's ninth grade writing for film and media class. You may find author interviews. There's a bunch of different ways that we kind of recommend the titles that we've included on this list. And again, it's not a complete list to the sense of these are exactly what you should be reading. These are recommendations. So these are things that we've read and we've really enjoyed and we think you might like. So for example, I just finished Clara and the Sun, and this is a story about AI, which AI is all the rage right now. This is what if we had a world where we were all assigned an artificial friend as a teen. So in eighth grade, you got your artificial friend, and she or he lived with you for the rest of your time and was sort of your friend because you didn't have a lot of in-person friends anymore. This is told through the main point of view of Clara, and Clara is the AI, or the artificial friend as she's known here. And it's a very interesting take on what would happen if we stop communicating with other people and we start communicating with machines. We have everything from mysteries. If you like a good mystery over the summer, this is my new favorite mystery series by Maureen Johnson. It's called Truly Devious, and this is the first book. It's about a serial killer who our main detective, Stevie Bell, is trying to track down as part of her school project at Ellingham Academy. And I really like it because when you finish this one, it cliffhangs, so you will want the second book right away. So a series is a great way in the summer to keep yourself reading, because if you get into one book, you have the time and hopefully the connections to get to the other books in this series. I know this one, I believe the fourth book is out now, and that's on my summer reading list. So there's lots of choices here, things that you can pick and choose from. In addition to this, as I said, we have nonfiction choices. So if you look at our nonfiction choices, we have everything from adventure stories about capturing World War to war criminals, to athletic contests, to memoirs. Memoirs are one of my favorite ways to read more about someone else's life. So these are all great choices. And again, you can kind of read through and see which ones speak to you. Now, what do we want you to do with all this great reading? Well, I really like to share what I'm reading. So there's a few different suggestions here. You can share the books you've been reading by posting to our Padlet, and this is a living, breathing Padlet that will be operating all summer long. So if you read something you like, you can put a little review here, and the link is right on this page. So we'll post them as we get them. You can also go to joining our journey. Move my box out of the way here. All right, and joining the journey, we have everything from our public library, which is fantastic, a great source for material and for reading activities and great events over the summer. You might see Mr. Matt there, who you've probably seen at the public library. I've got the sign up for their public reading, and their bean stack for the summertime will be posted here, as will his new video when we get it. Barnes & Noble is a great place to get events to kind of attend over the summer. They do both in-person and virtual things. After the pandemic, they came back with a really strong virtual author visit platform. So you can absolutely, meet some of your favorite authors that way. And other events that might be happening in our community will be posted here throughout the summer. So we hope that you can find something great to connect with and read this summer and come back ready to talk to us about it. Mrs. Hanasowski and I are very excited to meet you in the fall, and we hope to see you soon. Have a great summer and enjoy a great book.